Hi, I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now, just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, collective, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional holistic spiritual counsellor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling and mentorship, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. Just check the details in the description box below this video for more information. So let's dive in there and let's see what messages the cards have for you. Thank you. Thank you. One more. All right, so you are coming in with the Magician and you're coming in with the Sun card here in your reading. I just want to make sure I'm on the right track with this one. Just give me a moment. Okay. What it talks about there, guys, with the Magician and the Sun card, well, there's more than one way in which I can break this down. There's more than one way in which I can define it. Okay. Okay, so what I'm getting there, it's coming in as, of course, this is coming in as your person, or this could be someone that you're dealing with at this time here, collective. And what it's talking about here with those two cards, it comes in as it's okay to do what I am doing. That's what it's saying. Because I'm not being negative here or anything, but what these cards are saying here is that it's okay to do what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing here, but what it's also talking about here in your reading is that it's not bringing in the desired result for your person or someone that you were dealing with. Here, of course, the Sun card is the most positive card in the deck here. But what your reading is talking about here, it's the way in which this person is doing what they're doing here. See, what it also tells me here, guys, is that they know it can be done a different way. That's what it's talking about. The Sun card. There is a better way to do or to bring into your reality what you were wanting. See, with the Magician card coming in here, this person, your person, or someone that you're dealing with here, guys, they know that there is a better way for them to do this here, to create, to bring into their eyeballs, for it to come in front of their eyeballs here. They know that there is a better way to do it. That's what I'm getting. But I am going to pull some more cards here, because the way in which they're doing it at this point in time here is not bringing in the desired results. What I get here in your reading is that it causes a delay. It causes blockages and barriers here for this person. Your person here in your reading, and they know it's coming in with the Sun card. The Sun card here in your reading is coming in as something that is quite separate from the Magician. The Sun card is saying this is the true, correct way here. But with the Magician card coming in here, what it talks about there is that changes need to happen. This person needs to rethink, reevaluate here what they are doing. That's what it talks about. What they are creating here. But I will pull some more. It does talk about requirements here in your reading, and what it talks about there is what can you do here? What information, knowledge you have. It's coming in as, I will pull more cards here. It's coming in as baking a cake here. Alright guys, you've got the recipe in front of you. Now bake the cake. And this person thinking that they can bake the cake, but they realise that it's harder than what they thought. That's how it's coming in. Right, let me pull some more here, guys. Let me give it one more shuffle. Alright, you have the Six of Wands, you are coming in with the Hierophant, and you also have the Page of Pentacles here in your reading. It's the cake here, guys. Alright, when you're coming in with the Page of Pentacles, you are coming in with challenges and obstacles here, and this Six of Wands is actually coming in as I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing here. It can be seen as an ego here. And, you know, this Hierophant guy could very well be your person here in your reading. But what it talks about here is that what they're creating, they don't know enough is what it's talking about. Because when they create something here, guys, they are only a page here. So it's, like I said, it's trying to bake the cake. You got the recipe in front of you here. All right. Now you got to put it all together. And it's the recipe. This person, well, they can read. I'm not saying anything about that. But, you know, recipes have their own language, and if you've ever done cooking, you would know that recipe has its own language, you know, when you cook food. And some of their language, only if you're a baker, do you know what it means and says here, guys. You're coming in with trial and error. That's what I'm getting here in your reading. And it is an obstacle for your person, or this person that you may be dealing with at this point in time. See, they want to bake the cake, is what I'm getting. They want to bake the cake. They have the ingredients. They even have the recipe here. Whatever it is this person is trying to bring into their reality. But what it talks about here in your reading is that they haven't baked the cake before. Hence why they come in as a page. It's like that. They've got a recipe in front of them, but they don't understand the language here. That's what these cards are talking about here, guys. Yeah, and like I said, there's obstacles and there's challenges here. There's blockages and barriers here for the magician, this Hierophant guy, because it's the way in which they are doing this here. See, they're coming in as, I know what I'm doing, I'm confident in what I'm doing, I know what I want here in your reading, but they're forgetting about themselves. So obviously here in your reading there is lack, is what it talks about. I want to pull some more cards here, guys, and then I can share with you what more here. Right, let's go. Yeah. So you have the Seven of Swords, you have the Ace of Pentacles, and you are coming in with the Five of Wands here in your reading. Takes a hell of a lot. Potentially here in your reading, yeah, of course they want a new beginning. This person sees you with the new beginning here, because they know that you have a new beginning. But potentially here in your reading there is competition here. There, like I said, there is more than one way in which this magician can bring certain things into their reality. See, what I get here in your reading is that this magician card, this person here, and take it if it applies here, collective, it's coming in as tunnel vision here. It's coming in as narrow-minded here, where their focus is purely on you. All right? Of course, that might be quite flattering here, but what your cards are saying here in your reading is that they have to figure out why it's not happening. Why aren't I able to, to the truth here, because it is being illuminated to them. But I get here what's being illuminated to the magician here, this Hierophant guy, is that they don't know enough. That's what it's talking about. That Ace of Pentacles here in your reading, that is actually coming in as you, the viewer. So with the Seven of Swords coming in here, there is many ways in which I can break that down for you. But how I'm seeing the Seven of Swords here, it's what this person is doing. Potentially here in your reading, it comes in as this person is willing to do anything here. It's like that here in your reading. Even lie, cheat and steal to have this opportunity. This Ace of Pentacles here in your reading. But they are going to face obstacles here only because here in your reading they haven't mastered the recipe. Because you need the ingredients, you need the utensils here all on the table, and then you also need the method. Then you need to cook it, guys. So there's a lot going on there for your person, for this person. I'm not too sure if this is your person, but you connect the dots here, guys. Because they're coming in as they know how to do things, is what it talks about here in your reading. I know how to do that, but in actual fact, they only just know. You're coming in, what I'm picking up here is that you're coming in with someone who only has book knowledge here, where the main element that's missing here is the practical side here, guys. That's what it's saying. They don't have the practical side. And a lot of what they say actually comes from a book. So they have studied it. This is what it's talking about here. But they've never actually put it together, or they never actually produced it here, guys. Here. Where it has become a valuable product to be sold, let's say. Okay, the recipe, the cake recipe here. Like I said, they have tunnel vision. They are very narrow-minded here. This is narrow-minded here, guys. I know you're coming in with positive cards here in your reading. But what I was picking up from the beginning, that there, oh, hang on, there's something happening here in your reading. Challenges here. Obstacles and challenges here in your reading. Well, and so what it potentially here in your reading, what it talks about there is that they have forgotten, or they overlooked here. I mean, some people are fabulous cake bakers and they get it straight off the bat, but there are others where each recipe comes out different here, or they haven't had that, or they haven't actually baked a cake before here in your reading, or they can only bake one kind of cake. This person may only know how to bake one kind of cake, is what it talks about here. See, that's what the Page of Pentacles is talking about here in your reading. But it's coming in as they are going to, potentially here in your reading, this person is going to lie, cheat and steal. That's lie, cheat and steal. Well, to themselves, they're going to lie to themselves here, guys. And take from themselves here and steal here, guys. There's competition, and I think that is why this person is doing what they are doing, but it ain't working. See, the Sun card is saying there's a better way in which it can be done. Well, they can get to self-mastery here. They can, but they need to be practical when you're coming in with the Page of Pentacles. Positive card, though, I must say. All right, let's go. What is your advice? Okay, so you are coming in with the Nine of Wands here in your reading. So let me have a look at that. All right. So you were coming in with, so what I'm picking up there, all right, guys, with the Nine of Wands, what it talks about there is that this is about getting it right, making that conscious effort to bake the cake. See, what it tells me here in your reading is that when your person bakes the cake, they're missing an ingredient, so it doesn't show up. Okay, so the cake doesn't turn out. Then they're not cooking it properly, so it doesn't. Every time your person bakes the cake and it doesn't turn out perfect, they need to learn from it, is what it talks about. But they're not learning from it. This is what it's saying. They just keep doing it, is what it talks about here. And it becomes a challenge and an obstacle here. It can also come in as internal conflict here. Why isn't it working? It needs to work. I want it to work here. Yeah. To get it right here in your reading. To actually get it right. So what it can be talking about there in your reading is having a tick list beside them so that they can tick off each step. Each step needs to be perfect if you were going to come in with the magician card here in your reading. And there are other ways in which you, or other things that you can bake. So your person's just focused on one thing. That's all they are wanting. Or this person is anyway. That's what I'm getting. See what it's telling me here in your reading with the Nine of Wands. Like I said, that conscious effort, your person needs to push through that here. Now, another way in which I can describe the Nine of Wands here in your reading, collective, is that this person, it's like a bruised ego here, because it's not, the cake isn't coming out the way in which they want it to come out here. Yeah. It's the way, it's the method, it's the ingredients, it's how they cook it. It's not just one thing. Here, see, it's like a person just chucks everything in a bowl, mixes it up, chucks it in the oven, and it doesn't come out. That's what I'm getting here in your reading. And what they are wanting and what I am picking up here, let me just make sure. I'll pull one more card here in your reading. So, 6. Yeah. It's coming in as it's a lot of hard work. They have to work their arse off. That's what it talks about. If they are wanting a shot with you. Alright? See, it's coming in as this magician wants your time and attention, but everything that they're doing at this time doesn't seem to be working. So they are missing vital steps, is what it talks about. Okay? Alright, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your reading today, collective. Let's make sure. And I'll catch you later. Bye.